Between 1929 and 1970, Belgian comic artist Hergé published The Adventures of Tintin, a series of comic books that follows the titular Belgian newspaper reporter on his globe-trotting adventures. It took a couple of decades to materialise, but a film adaptation was released in 2011, directed by Spielberg and produced by Peter Jackson. The Adventures of Tintin follows our hero and his hard-drinking sailor companion Captain Haddock, as they race against villain Ivan Sakharine to find the location of a sunken ship containing buried treasure. The ship was led by Captain Haddock's ancestor Sir Francis Haddock, and was attacked by Red Rackham, a pirate who was an ancestor of Sakharine's.
That depends what you're looking for.
I'm looking for answers.
The common thread across all the best family-friendly movies is that they have a baseline respect for their story, and if they're an adaptation, their source material. And this movie certainly does. Spielberg and the writers deftly translate the best aspects of the books to this film, down to exact frames from the books. Just like the comics, the movie balances slapstick comedy and light-hearted adventure with heavier espionage and crime thriller elements.
Part of it is a mystery, is a gumshoe detective genre story, a little noirish from time to time. Some of it is just absolute, unapologetic, shameless adventure.
In the books, Tintin's dog companion Snowy is a living, breathing character who affects the plot like a human would, and the movie echoes this too. All of this could feel tonally inconsistent, but it doesn't, instead brilliantly capturing the spirit and tone of the comics. Spielberg's immense experience directing action-adventure films made him perhaps the perfect director for this. Raiders of the Lost Ark is among the best films of all time, largely because of Spielberg's skill at action choreography and blocking. And the animation of this movie allows this same visual sensibility to run wild. Free from the restraints of a physical camera, we float through space effortlessly, seeing the action sequences in shots that would be nearly impossible in a live-action setting. The set pieces are universally impressive and unfold almost constantly over the course of the film. They're all very good, but the bagarre chase is perhaps the most shining example.
I'll have those, thank you! Incoming Falcon at 4 o'clock!
The movie blends material from 3 Tintin books, The Secret of the Unicorn, Red Rackham's Treasure, and The Crab with the Golden Claws. The treasure from the sunken unicorn is the main driver of the plot, but the screenplay borrows material from other books in just the right amount. It's enough to keep things interesting with new scenery, but not so much that it feels like an attempt to summarise the entire Tintin series. The movie is packed with action, which might lead some viewers to think that this comes at the cost of compelling emotional stakes. But the movie sidesteps this possibility with having Ivan Sakharine as the antagonist. Voiced by Daniel Craig, his character contributes to the movie being a swashbuckling adventure, but makes it an adventure where the intergenerational conflict between these two families hangs over and motivates every scene. It's a brilliant way to tie the flashbacks into the main story, because the battles between Red Rackham and Sir Francis effectively become battles between Haddock and Sakharine. Considering the original comic books are relatively self-contained, this gives the movie a sense of emotional scale and size that matches the action. Sakharine is a champagne villain, and he's written with a very calculating, vicious quality.
You need to think about exactly how useful you are to me.
Andy Serkis plays a flawed but charming Captain Haddock.
Bingo! Just the necessities, of course.
And when their conflict is set against their broader family history, it makes for a particularly cathartic climax.
Red Rackham!
That's right, my ancestor. Just as Sir Francis was yours.
Unfinished business.
Even before this movie came out, Jackson and Spielberg announced a sequel, to be directed by Jackson. Despite initial plans for a release in 2014 or 2015, a script has been written and then scrapped, and the project is now well and truly in development hell. In 2024, Andy Serkis said Peter Jackson was still working on the project, so hopefully we still get a sequel. There's still so many Tintin stories that would be perfect for a film adaptation, so I really hope we get this eventually. But until then, we have this first entry, which is a joy to watch and a great case study for a faithful book-to-screen adaptation. If you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments.
The scrolls! Look, go 1, 2, and 3!